Hi there, this is the Modern Studies National 5 How to Pass Information. I'm Mrs Hunter, I'm a Modern Studies teacher at the Grammar School. I'm going to take you through just briefly what the National 5 course involves and give a wee bit of information on how you can help support your child to be successful at National 5. So in terms of the course outline, it differs slightly depending on whether the pupils are in S4 or whether they're in S5 and S6. As you can see, the first few topics are the same. So in the Democracy and United Kingdom section, we focus on the United Kingdom. In the Social Issues section, we focus on crime and the law. And within the final section, which is International Issues, the S4 pupils will concentrate on world power, and the world power that we study in class is the USA. And S5 and S6 pupils will do the world issue section, and the issue that they study is terrorism. In terms of course assessment, your child will be assessed throughout the course to track the progress. This will consist of completing knowledge and skills questions in class and or for homework. These will generally be past paper type questions and will help to track how they're getting on. They'll also allow me to feedback on areas that they need to improve. At the end of each of the 3 units I mentioned, there's a unit assessment, which again will allow me to see how the pupils are progressing, but will also allow me to decide or look at what the working grade is, and then ultimately look at what their predicted grade that goes to the SQA will be. That will also go alongside the result that they gain for their prelim, and all of this practice and study will help prepare the pupils for the prelim and for their final exam. The prelim dates have to be confirmed yet, but they will be for S4 starting from the 19th of January onwards, and for S5 and S6 they'll be starting a wee bit later from the 23rd of January onwards. The final exam is on the 18th of May. In terms of the exam itself, the paper is worth 80 marks and each of the 3 units will be covered. There are 6 units altogether. The pupils need to make sure that they are selecting the correct one from each section, and we'll go over that with them in class, but when they're doing past papers they should be looking to make sure they're completing questions within the right area. There are 2 hours and 20 minutes in total for the paper. So there'll be a section on the democracy, crime and international issues, and within that pupils will be expected to do 3 knowledge and understanding questions and 1 of the skills types questions throughout the paper. So for the knowledge questions, there are 2 question stems for the knowledge questions. They'll either be describe questions or explain. So if they've been asked to describe, we're looking for 2 factual descriptions that address the question. The explain questions are slightly more challenging. They'll be asking the pupils to give 2 or 3 points that address the question but show links between the factors. So for example, if they're been asked to talk about why the role of a Prime Minister is an important or powerful role, rather than just giving the roles or jobs of the Prime Minister, they need to explain why that particular role makes them powerful. So pupils need to make sure that they're linking back to the question really carefully when they're doing explain questions. For 4 and 6 mark answers, pupils are asked to give 2 points, essentially 2 paragraphs, and for 8 marks, it's 3 points or paragraphs. These are outlined in the questions. It will say describe and explain 2 reasons, or explain 3 reasons, or give 3 reasons for the answer. We ask that regardless of the question, stem or type, that the pupils follow a PEE structure for each point or paragraph. It's hopefully easy for them to remember, and they should be practising using this in all the questions that we're doing, but they'll make their point, they explain it, and they give a relevant supporting example. In terms of the source questions or skills questions, there are 3 different types that will be assessed, so pupils will do 1 of each of these in the final exam and in the prelim. There's a conclusion question, where pupils are asked to make conclusions on 4 areas. Now those are specified in the question, and then they have to back up those conclusions with evidence from at least 2 of the sources that are there. With the option question, pupils get the opportunity to select from 2 choices, and again they need to back their choice up with source evidence. So they'll be looking for 3 or 4 reasons or 3 or 4 paragraphs for that chosen option, and then give one reason why they chose to reject the other option. The final type of question is a support and oppose question, and pupils are given a statement in the question and they're asked to identify evidence that supports that statement and then identify evidence that opposes that statement. All of these questions, regardless of the type, the answers are based entirely on source evidence. Pupils don't need to bring in any prior knowledge. They do need to link evidence from between the different sources that are presented to them. And as I said, all the questions those for all the types are worth 10 marks. So, how you can support your child. Please encourage them to complete homework. This will be posted on Google Classroom and Show My Homework route, so it's available for whichever platform that you use. It's most of the homework, as I mentioned already, will be past paper type questions or kind of leading into that. So it's really useful for pupils to practice it. And as I said, I'll be able to feedback, help them to improve each time. We'll also be running supported study after the October holidays. It will be for both National 5 and higher on a Monday after school, except for when there are staff meeting dates. Pupils will know that in advance. The times that supported study is available, I'll be asking pupils to sign up the week before, so please encourage your child to come along. Although it's the combined levels, a lot of the content and topics are the same, but there will be National 5 material available and higher material available, and pupils will be able to work and practice on a range of skills during that time. As I mentioned with the knowledge questions, support and examples feature really highly in modern studies, and it's something that the ASQA are looking for. They want to see relevant, up-to-date, accurate supporting examples in pupil responses. Obviously, during the time in class, we study that, we bring that into their coursework and into the material that they have. But another good way of generating examples is for them to watch the news or to follow news online and look at kind of current affairs and what's happening in the world. So obviously our topics relate to democracy, crime, world powers like America, terrorism. All of these things feature quite regularly on news programmes, and it is really useful for pupils to gather as information as up to date as possible by following what's going on. So if you could encourage them to do that, that would also be appreciated. On the next couple of slides, there's a couple of suggestions of other places where pupils can get revision material from. So in terms of suggestions, things like study cards or mind maps, different pupils prefer to do these in different ways. For each of the units at the beginning, as we start one of the new units, the pupils will get a course outline. These are available on the SQA website as well, and they'll be on Google Classroom. But those course outlines are really good as study card checklists. If pupils can produce a study card or a mind map for each part, then it means that they'll have something that they can revise as they move through the course. And it's also a good way for them to record the relevant examples, because this is what helps them to gain the full range of knowledge marks when the questions or their answers are marked by the SQA. There are some online tools available. I've mentioned Google Classroom already. All the class materials posted on Google Classroom as we go through the year. So it means if your child has been off, particularly off if they're off for a wee bit, the course material will be there for them. It means they won't feel as if they're falling behind, and they'll be able to access and reference that. There is also a bite-sized section for modern studies for National 5. The only issue with that is it only really covers the democracy section and the crime section, the world power USA that we do, and terrorism is not covered in the bite-sized material, but certainly for the other two units it's really handy to remind and watch video clips relating to the topic. Also, the SQA website, as I said already, a lot of homework and classwork and practice I do will be based around using past paper questions, but pupils can access these as well, access the marking instructions. It means they can look to see how marks have been awarded and where they would pick up marks. It means they can also test themselves and check and try and do as many questions as possible. There are also specimen question papers, again, that have marking schemes. The other option they can use and have a look at, and we'll do this in class as well, but it's using the Understanding Standards website. This is for teachers essentially, but it is really useful. It's open to anyone and pupils can use it. And what that does is it provides candidate answers, but also then gives a commentary to the marks awarded, and it basically why they were given those marks. So again, it lets people see just exactly what they need to do to access the full range of marks. So if they're maybe writing not enough, if their answers are too short, it means that they know what they need to develop going forward. Okay, so my contact information I've put on the screen there. If there's anything else I can do, please don't hesitate to get in touch. You can contact me through the school email on the address that's listed there, or if you prefer to call, just contact the school office, leave a message, or email me to leave a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks very much.